Shandaran, and welcome to Fearbonding. This stream's very special because Night Asabu, Boo Boo, the awesome dev behind this game was kind enough to provide me with a key so, I could try it out and share it with you. Even better, I'm streaming this game as a part of the Steam Fall in Love Festival, which technically only starts in a few hours. But, you know, only bird gets the worm, the knife, the yandere. We will see. Maybe demon. I hear demons are quite tasty. Anyways, this festival focuses on visual novels. And, as the title might say, you are meant to fall in love in those visual novels. It's not just Otome games, but there's Otome games as well. Night Asabu. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Might be wrong. I should probably have read the email again because I think they were just writing night. Yeah. But I am excited to play this. This is a yandere game. It is. But there's also demons, Its music has been tingling my ears for quite a while now. I do enjoy this intro track quite a lot, to be honest. I've been listening to it for quite a while, for more than 6 minutes. Probably way too long. I've been listening to it since I started preparing the stream, so that has been a little while. Not sure if I will fall asleep tonight. We will see. It is, as far as I'm aware, not a very long game. Reading it out loud will probably take a little while longer than it might normally take. But we will see how many endings we will get. If it's one, if it's many. And this character, I don't know their name yet, but I feel a connection, He's got a mole. Well, I got a mole, so we are clearly, well, not meant to be because he's going to fall in love with someone else. But let's begin. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Hinata's apartment. I grind my teeth as I listlessly step my spoon into a bowl of yogurt, oats, and dried fruit. Actually, can you hear me when I whisper like that? Or do I need to get closer? Or do I not need to whisper? That is something I should probably check beforehand. Let's move my mic a little bit closer. Another day, another meager human dish. take a bite while my eyes wander to the TV in my small apartment. Actually, I feel like if I continue whispering like that, I might take a while. Plus, the music might be too loud for that. How's the sound? So many questions. A chuckle escapes my lips as I watch a man scream for his life on the screen. If this was a real murder scene, his fear would be overwhelming my senses. Sweet, vicious, and potent enough to send me headlong into an electrifying high. I feel shivers down my spine just imagining it. Oops. I'm already drooling. Not good. I wipe my face with tissue and sigh. This must be how humans feel when they watch a food commercial. My craving for fear intensifies again. Thankfully, it's time to head to work anyway. Hopefully, we get to transport some terrified patients in the ambulance today. I hum and playfully spin my keyring around my finger as I leave. It doesn't take long before we get a call. Just 20 minutes after my shift began, I'm already heading to the scene with two co-workers. The youngest of us three is driving while I write down the case info on a paper form. Japan is really the land of farms, isn't it? It would be great if they at least gave us a laptop or tablet to type all the info in. I focus on the case at hand and go over what I know. A man called us because his girlfriend got hurt. Apparently, she cut her own throat with a kitchen knife, but because he intervened, it isn't a deep cut. He's still worried and wants us to come, even more so because she also fell on her head during the fight. When asked why she cut herself, he mumbled something about her threatening him, but cut the call short when she started to yell. Strange. She threatened him. Why? What would make her so desperate? Maybe he tried to break up with her and she lost it? How did she fall on her head though? What if it was him who... Nah, no use in guessing what happened. I grin as I imagine the fear at least one of them must be feeling. I can't wait to meet them. Excuse me? We're with the ambulance you called. Miss Arima? Gaskarima? Oh my god, thank you for coming. Please, come in. He's quite restless. Fear's also there. But this is... With my demonic eyes, I see fear taking shape around him. Interesting. In his case, it's about an average size. The vicious ink-like liquid is turning into multiple arms reaching outward, with a static noise-like pattern on them. Isn't this fear of abandonment? I suppress the urge to lick my lips. Well, that wouldn't go well, would it? Somebody calls you to save his girlfriend, and you're like, delicious beer. This guy is mainly worried about himself. I put on a neutral expression and follow the man into the apartment. His girlfriend is sitting on the couch, holding a towel to her neck. That does look quite interesting. She's kinda cat-like eyes. Still wonder if he was the one who did it or if it was her. But our protagonist does not care. He just wants that. Oh, how wonderful. An intense fear has taken hold of her. Oh, okay. That comes quite handy, doesn't it? It's like a cocoon enveloping her. It's slowly turning around her, moving like black glue and splitting into multiple arms that hug her form. She feels suffocated with nowhere to run. I bite my tongue, lest I smile like a maniac at the sweet scent her fear is spreading. Didn't mean to click that, but I'll go with it. I subtly open my hand towards her and begin to suck the fear into my fingers. It tingles as it wanders through my veins into my beating heart. Ah, how sweet. As soon as I have enough to fill my stomach, I stop. If I gave in right now, I'd be on a high and unable to do my job. I noticed that Mr. Arima has stepped closer, bringing my senses back. What you might think when we stare into her soul? Probably I'm bleeding. She's still a bit out of it. You mentioned she hit her head? Yes, she fell when I tried to take the knife away. Can you confirm that, madam? She slowly nods, but her eyes remain unfocused. My co-workers open up the folding wheelchair. She can still move, so the wheelchair is a better option than the stretcher. Keep applying pressure on the wound, Miss Shiraishi. We will help you to the ambulance. Can I come with you? Yes. Miss Shiraishi grabs my hand. Is there something you want to say, madam? She slowly shakes her head. I guess I'll keep seeing you afraid then, my honeycomb. I check her wound to make sure it's clean and not too deep. Then we guide her into the wheelchair. Mr. Arima, could you please bring some of her belongings with you to the ambulance? Like her health insurance card? Yes, along with anything else that could be helpful. On the way to the ambulance, I keep asking her questions to gauge her current state, but her unfocused stare and slow answers make my coworkers worry. At least she was able to confirm her full name, Yukiko Shirashi, as well as her date of birth. As we drive, I fill out the form with her personal info. Miss Shirashi is still in a daze, so I fill in the rest with Mr. Arima's help. Then I start checking with nearby hospitals for any open beds. After several minutes, we finally get a positive answer and make our way there. Mr. Arima is fully focused on his girlfriend, whose eyes stare fixedly at the ceiling. She won't even let him hold her hand when he tries to gently clasp it. You two just make me even more curious about what happened. Their fears start to overlap slightly, pushing and merging and separating again. How did it come to this? How did they create this wonderful fear? The car slows down as we near the hospital. But I don't want to leave them. The tasty paradise they've created. What a shame. After a long day at work, I'm back home. For the rest of the day, and even now, I still think about that couple. Damn, I want to eat their fear again. It's been a long while since I've eaten something so delicious. There was so much fear that I could even fill my stomach for once. If I was around them more, especially the man, could I get to eat more often? I can't help but grin as I imagine feasting on the fear he causes. We transferred his girlfriend to the hospital without trouble. I imagine that she'll be staying there for now. Should I visit her? What does fear taste like, I wonder? Well, if sauces are anything to go by, cinnamon and despair. It could be a bit too suspicious. There are privacy laws to contend with, after all. But I don't mind taking a little risk for such fear. Maybe, instead of visiting her directly, I could act like I'm visiting someone else, a made-up relative, and just happen to mistake her room for theirs. And if her boyfriend visits her when I'm there too, that would be just perfect. I serve in my apartment to distract myself from my temptations and catch sight of my e-guitar. I should get to practicing for the upcoming jazz festival. Or maybe there's a better distraction. An old classic from the horror mangaka Junichiro Ito called Tomomi. I read his works from time to time. I wonder if there are still things that truly frighten him after drawing horror manga for so long. Well, if Junji is anything to go by, I can't really say if there's anything that terrifies him, but he certainly has a more positive outlook on life than Miyazaki does, so that is something. Like, his, I don't know much about him, but as far as I'm aware, he's quite cute. I should do some laundry actually into the washing machine with you. Well, potato, potato, same. I find a note when I check the pockets. Isn't this from the guy I slept with once? Hope he's not still waiting. Or maybe he is. And how delicious it would be to taste his fear of wanting me, but maybe never seeing me again. I thought I made it clear I wasn't looking for anything serious at the time. Time to practice. As I play, I zone out, only focusing again whenever I notice a mistake I have to correct. I like the feeling of drowning out the world as I focus on the music. Being on stage isn't a bad feeling either. I like looking down on people as they look up at me in adoration. And it's just the right distance. They can't ask for more than me playing well for them. Shallow relationships are easier to handle. I've had my fair share of mishaps, from misreading the mood in a social group, all because I was too caught up in someone's fear. You know, autistic people are also kinda like this. Standing out as strange makes it hard to get close to those who are scared. Yeah, as I was saying, autistic people, anyways. Exactly the opposite of what I want. Who could it be? I want to see you. I miss you, my dear, dear Hinata. I want to touch those talented hands. Play for me, Hinata. I know you're playing for me. God, what a disgusting pig. It must be the same lunatic from before. I've already blocked various numbers he's used and discussed the issue with my bandmates. He's using a lot of burn-up phones, so it's hard to locate him for the police. I started to get these messages right after one of our performances, and they mention my hands and guitar a lot, so I suspect it's an unhinged fan. I hope someone takes care of this trash one day. Man, now I don't want to practice anymore. I put away the guitar turn off my phone, and set a separate alarm clock to wake me up tomorrow. I really ended up here on my day off. I can hardly believe myself. But the fear tasted so good. I even went as far as posing as her friend to ask for her room at the hospital counter. Oh, fuck it. I'm here already, so let's try to meet them. As I get closer to the room, I slow my pace. Now, what should I say exactly once I'm in the room with her? Just when I try to think of how I can salvage my improvised plan, I hear a woman screaming, "Just leave me alone!" Then I hear a familiar voice replying, "Babe, please, hear me out at least." That's Kosuke Arima. He must be talking to Miss Shiraishi. I push the sliding door slightly ajar so I can listen to their conversation better. "No, my mind hasn't changed. Let's break up." My eyes widen as they fall silent. So, when we visited them, she didn't threaten him because he wanted to break up. Instead, perhaps he wouldn't accept her wish to break up. "I beg you, please, don't do this to me." I can hear him whimpering. "I can't do this to you. What about what you did to me? All these weird presents of yours. Do you know how suffocating it is to be your partner? Get out! Or I'd call the hospital staff." "But, no, but. You're insufferable. You always argue from your point of view, your own goddamn needs and insecurities, but you never consider how I feel. Do you know how long it's been since I've met up with friends or family because of you? But I did so much for you. See? This is what I mean. You don't even get what you're doing. God, I pity your future partner. Now go!" I hear footsteps approaching and move away just before Mr. Arima leaves the room, closing the door behind him. He looks embarrassed, angry, and scared. I grab onto him before I can even register my actions. His fear of abandonment looks even more spiky than before. This doesn't taste bad. This looks quite interesting. I really like the visuals of this game. He turns around to regard me with surprise, then puzzlement. But soon both give way to recognition. "Oh, the paramedic from before. Could you let go? I really need to go." Wait, come on. I can't just leave someone who went through such a brutal breakup alone. He grinds his teeth and looks away. "So, you heard everything. Aren't you here because of your job? Well, I don't know, to visit someone?" My visit is over already, and I see you haven't slept well. Maybe you haven't even eaten much since we last met. I did not ask for your medical advice. Then, think of it this way. Sometimes it's good to vent to a stranger, a neutral third party. Aren't you just going to get annoyed and leave in the end? He looks like a kicked puppy, but underneath that sweet expression, he has such ability to terrify people. Man, do I want to tame him for myself? Nah, I'm a good listener, and drinks on me. He sighs. Maybe it's better to not be alone right now. He gives me a sad smile and nods. Now that I can take a good look at his face, he's actually pretty handsome. Even better. He follows me dutifully as we leave the hospital. That scared the shit out of me. That scared the shit out of me. Hey, Yaloon. Boo indeed. Boo indeed. That was so loud for me. How you doing? How's it going? I'm so happy I finally made it. Welcome to Fearbonding. We're under the water. No, we're in the hospital, but not for long. Because we will be taking someone out. I mean, we will go to eat with someone out. Totally not kill or be killed. No, no. Nothing bad will ever happen. There's no yandere, there's no demon. It's all fine and Gucci. Nothing to worry about. All is fine, all is well. No knives involved. I'm alright. Just about ready for bed. How are you? I'm fine as well. Maybe made my feet fall asleep by sitting on them, but other than that, I am fine. I am dandy. Not yet scared. Not yet dating any creepy guys. But I'm about to change that. What a great first step to acquiring my new hunting dog. You know, this is probably not the best thing to watch when wanting to fall asleep. Potentially. Wait, what festival? Fall in Love Festival. This is a Steam event that technically starts in a few hours. But I have been provided with some games, and I'm hoping to at least get through one ending for each of them during the duration of this festival. We will see how well that will work out. But this is the first one. Maybe, just maybe, somebody will join in on one of them at some point. Uh, because I did have some devs interested in joining in. But I'm not sure if that will work out or not. So, no promises on my end. Definitely no promises on their end. Okay. Bees destroyed my ears because of my headphones. Sorry about your ears. Well, that's just kinda how bees are meant to be. Bee. um, like, if they were to swarm your ears, they would probably destroy them anyways. I'm proud of you, whether it works out or not. I think the main thing is that, time zones, I think, which is the main thing that, uh, gets in the way of it. Other than that, they would really like to join. I miss you. Why do I have to work? I really miss you and your voice so much. You know, gotta make money, gotta get those bills. Well, no, not get the bills, but pay them. Uh, maybe get some cosmetics and games. Yeah. How about just money, no work? How about that? But it's good to have you here. Nightmare Fuel. Uh, not sure why this one popped up, you know, after Loon's message, even though I can see that it was before that one. But, OBS does not like, because of bees. Okay. Just pay me to be a princess. With a pretty little crown. Nice pillows. All the bees. All the bees. Bees. And snakes. Another one. At least the snacks are fitting. Because our protagonist is eating snacks. Fear snacks. We're gonna break it again. No breaky. Only, fixie. I do like the music in this game. I just had a few audios. I learned that those are like the only snacks I can have. I don't even like their taste that much. But they do not hurt me. They are one of the only snacks that do not hurt me. So I will gladly take them. I will gladly accept the offering of those black and white gods. Yeah, because they're lactose free. And because some other snacks, I'm not sure why, but they hurt me as well. Unsolved mystery. But I did have some recently. I indulged in them. They were tasty, even though they are not my favorite. They were tasty. But the cream, doesn't that have milk? Honestly, I'm not even sure why there's no lactose, but apparently there's not. You're so bloated that you're looking pregnant and it hurts. There's supposed to be some kind of massage. I'm not sure how it works. But that might help. Like pressing on specific parts. I'm not sure how it works, but maybe you should look into that. Massage me. Well. That would require, knowledge in how to do that. Yeah, I do agree with Moody. I hope you will feel better soon. Well, if it even hurts. I mean, I hope you will stop feeling bloated. How about that? Google it, pretend, I don't care. Do it! Just do it! No time to talk. Do it now. Okay, imagine I'm doing something and you're all Gucci and better now. With a snap of my fingers. With a Addams Family snap of my fingers. To fit in with the whole creepy vibe. Oh. And now. Oh god, somebody is coughing. Everyone mask up. We enter an izakaya restaurant that offers grilled yakitori chicken, skewers, and other food that will go well with alcohol. It's a bit rowdy, but to me, it's a comfy place. Other regulars are here too, like university students and men in suits who come here right after work for classes. Or classes. The staff greets us as we enter, and the smoky smell from the grill fills our noses. A waiter leads us to a table. What was that? It's me, I farted after the massage, sorry. Oh, okay. A waiter leads us to a table in the corner and we take our seats. As I open the menu, I notice Mr. Arima isn't even glancing at it. He's lost in a vague, broken stare. That must be why it was so easy to convince him to follow me. What do you want? Oh, wait, that's me. Right? I'm Hinata. I think. What do you want? Just beer. Drinking on an empty stomach should make him tipsier faster. I hope he's a talkative drunk. I order a bowl of edamame for myself to snack on and beer for us both. Edamame. What is this game about? Honestly, one of them is a demon, the other one is a yandere. Shenanigans happen. Maybe they will fall in love, maybe they will fall in resentment. I do want to have Smedamame right about now, to be honest. But every time I have it, I'm like, that's enough for I don't know how long. Safe for work. Well, as safe for work as this can be, I guess. We do want to eat some fear. How we get that? You know, this guy is quite fearful to begin with. We will see, we will see. Mr. Arima grabs his glass. He downs a big gulp of his drink the moment we say cheers. He sighs in relief, looking a little refreshed. I hate that every time I read refreshed or refreshing, all I can think of is Splatoon and going refreshing. That hit the spot. Right. Nothing better than some beer after a hard day. You know, I would prefer to go for a warm and nice long bath, just saying. Eat the beer, okay? Sure, it's lactose free. Oh, so that's how I can survive. I just have to stop eating anything else and start eating beer. After drinking some more, he finally seems ready to talk. By the way, is it okay if we speak casually with each other? It might make it easier for you to vent. Huh? I guess. Well, look at that. He's already a little tipsy. You can call me Hinata. Is it alright if I call you Kosuke? Yeah! Kinda cute how he responds so eagerly and innocently. I chuckle and rest my chin on my hand. So, Kosuke, I'm all ears. He sighs and pouts. Yukiko, she said that she felt suffocated by me. He rubs his eyes and groans. Doesn't this just mean that I'm dedicated? We dated after all. Isn't it normal to want to spend all your time together as a couple? Our jobs already take up so much time, so... I nod along as I munch on the edamame. Oh boy. But she was terrified. Not that I'm complaining, of course. 10 voice acting. How do you make somebody drunk? Just try to slur as much as you can. Going to visit Germany next year. What's the occasion? Gamescom? Something else come? And not being able to meet her family and friends because of me. Was it really me? We all get busy with life as adults, so... Why do you think she blamed you? Maybe I did ask her a few times to prioritize us. And how often did you ask? Aren't you here to listen to my side? Right. Go on then. At my urging, he lets it all out of his system. He didn't like it when others spent a lot of time with her. Mid-rant, he suddenly mentions how much he hated the 2 times she broke a promise. Then, he slips into unfocused ramblings for a while. In short, he had made her the center of his life and wanted her to do the same for him. While it sounds rough to date him, from this conversation alone, I couldn't have imagined that his behavior would push his ex so far that she would hurt herself. But after seeing their respective fears, it's pretty clear that he's not divulging all the details of his actions. Was his social circle scared of him? How delicious would their fear be? If she had asked him to hurt someone for her, would he have done it? Why are you smiling when I'm in pain here? Oh, you're starting to slur. Starting to? Oops. And you had, what, 5 beers already? Damn. Time to go home. No. Why not? Aren't you tired? I just don't want to be alone. His fear of abandonment is a rounder shape than before. Maybe being drunk makes him less tense. But I still welcome his fear. I change seats to sit next to him. My hand is on his lap. It goes a little bit higher. He has a stiffy. Interesting. Huh? Look at me. I'm here with you, aren't I? Right. He looks deep into my eyes. When I inch closer to him, he gets embarrassed and looks away. I got your attention, didn't I? Also, I have also been wondering what Tesby is. Oh! Oh. Okay, yeah, okay. Written like that, it makes... Yeah. Checks out. I kinda... Without any capitalization, I kinda assumed that it was kind of a name for someone. Like a nickname. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Nothing happened. I just inched closer with my inch. It's more than 1 inch. I inched closer for more than 1 inch. Yeah. I chuckle as I playfully wrap my arm around his neck. Getting embarrassed now? How cute. Look, I just... You're kind of close. But you didn't want to be alone, right? He sighs. I pat his back and stand up. I'll walk you home so you can have a bit more company, alright? He looks relieved and nods, following me to the counter where I pay our bill. Wait, I can pay for myself. Nah, don't worry. I told you, drinks were on me. And that makes me think of McCree, Cole Cassidy. The other guy is the andere. I'm just Ken. What is real? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No lactose. Making him feel indebted should make it easier to meet up again. As we leave the izakaya, his eyes scan me up and down. Why are you looking at me so intensely? It's just the first time someone kind of squirts me, I guess. Wait, did it come out wrong? But I mean it. Go on. He covers his flustered face with his hand. What I mean is, this was nice. You're welcome. I suppress the urge to corner him. I want to erase Miss Shiraishi from his head, but I need to take it slow. I don't want him to run away. I've been staring at those rings as well. Foreshadowing? Maybe, maybe not. How long will I need to wait until I can take her place? Is a romantic relationship the way to tame him after all? What's the best way to get to your place from here? Huh? Why? Relax. I'm just walking you to the station. I taxi if that's what you prefer. He pouts and tries to explain how he'll get home, but he's too drunk to make much sense. I still remember clearly where his apartment is, so I call a taxi and get in with him. When the taxi sets off, he leans on my shoulder as his eyelids start to close. How deliciously defenseless. I pat his head, to which he responds by nuzzling even deeper into my neck. I can hear him whimpering, "Don't leave me." Rings, diamonds, heart. Is that how Stiffy came around? Varric's cock ring? Well, hello, Automat babe. Long time no see. What's good? Listen, I can't read that out loud without adding Varric. Because the thing he has around his neck, that is not just a simple ring. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm conflicted. I feel lust like humans, and I've had my fair share of relationships, but being loving and caring to a suffocating degree just feels wrong to me. But on the other hand, I now have this potential hunting dog who's so scared to be left alone that even his own fear is enticing, let alone the fear he causes in others. How ironic. To survive, I need to eat fear, but because of it, I regularly get into dangerous situations, just like this one. This huge dog had better be worth it. I pinch his cheek, which makes him groan and slowly push my hand away. Which cheek? That's all I'm gonna ask. After a while, we arrive in front of his apartment building. When I see him staggering to the entrance, I sigh and lend him a shoulder as we walk towards his apartment door. Kurska's apartment. He gets his keys out after a few attempts, and once we're inside, he gets his keys. Oh, we. And once we're inside, I sit him down on his couch. When I turn to leave, he grabs my hand. Kurska, I'd like to get home too. I still feel down. Can you hug me? I push my hair out of my face and reluctantly smile as I open my arms. He immediately hugs me, and his nails slowly dig into my back. His sweet tone from before was gone. Now it's deeper and threatening. Will you stay by my side? Will you be different from the others? I grind my teeth. Oh boy, he's strong. I might even be a little scared, but I instinctively feel a rush whenever I notice fear. It takes a lot of willpower to suppress the urge to provoke him. When life spanks you, you have to turn the other cheek. That's just how it goes. Well, he forgot about his girlfriend rather quickly. Well, I am quite the attractive little devil, aren't I? Yeah, I will. On some conditions. Conditions? Don't worry about it for now, babe. He hugs me even tighter. Please, can you let go for a moment? It hurts. But you're gonna leave too, right? How about we exchange numbers then? He lets go and looks at me with joy. Really? As if I would ever let you go, you crazy possessive dog. He obediently gives his number and saves mine, and smiles at me as I say goodbye. I just hope he remembers all this. With a spring in my step, I leave the building. My phone vibrates almost immediately. My elation vanishes when I realize it's not from Koska. Who is he? I whip my head around in search of them. Just where is this fucker? I quickly head to a well-lit street and call for a taxi as I walk, pretending to still be on the phone until it arrives. I wish I was physically stronger than a human. Then at least I wouldn't have to worry about trash like him. I nibble on my fingernail in agitation until I'm finally back home. If I fall asleep and dream weird things, I blame the stream. I did say it's maybe potentially not the best thing to watch when trying to sleep. But on the other hand, it might make for some quite interesting dreams that might be good to be put into a novel. Or might not. It might also just traumatize you. That is something that is out of my hands. Unfortunately. Once I'm there, I immediately grab my guitar. I need to distract myself. Good. This is better. I feel calmer. Let's just sleep for today while that lasts. This is such a dysfunctional relationship. Listen, if both are dysfunctional, maybe they make their own little functional. In a very strange way. It's been a few days since we exchanged numbers. He always responds to my messages, but anytime I try to make the conversation a little flirtier, he sidesteps or ignores it. Ugh, this is annoying. The breakup might have made him cautious about anything related to romance. Approaching him directly isn't working. Time to take another little risk. I still remember Miss Shirashai's address, so I've decided to accidentally bump into her on my day off. She should be out of the hospital by now. She was able to clearly articulate her words when she broke up with Kurska, so her fall on the head shouldn't have left any long-term damage. I walk around the area for a few hours. I don't see her in the small supermarket nearby, nor waiting at a bus station. I hope she's not gone on vacation or something. After a while, my feet need a rest, so I look for a place to sit down. When I find a bench, I realize that there's already a woman sitting there, lost in a fit of weak, trembling sobs. Is that her? Kinda looks like her, but there's no wound. My luck must be impeccable. Are you alright? I offer the woman who turns out to be Miss Shirashai, a pack of tissues. She first holds up her hand to decline my offer, but when she sees that I won't back down, she takes it and bows a little to thank me. After a few moments, she takes a deep breath. Looks like she's calmed down a little bit. Do you remember me? I'm one of the paramedics who took you to the hospital. She studies my face with furrowed brows, then lights up with recognition. Ah, right. I'm so sorry, but I don't think you mentioned your name? Kusamoto Hinata. If you don't want to, you don't have to answer. But why are you crying? Her gaze wanders to the ground as she clutches her arm, clearly uncomfortable. Okay, I gotta say it. This will break immersion for a little bit, but I'm staring at her shirt because it keeps making me think that something is buffering. I know this is probably meant to be fireworks or flowers or something, but all I can do is stare at it and think, okay, she's buffering. Anyways, back to business. I know a nearby cafe where they serve good hot chocolate. I do want some hot chocolate, but I can't have it. That always cheers me up. How about we drink there, and if you want to, you can talk. Otherwise, just enjoy the hot cocoa. But you know what state I found you in before, and today I find you crying. I'm just worried, Miss Shirashai. And I want to help. Venting to a stranger can be quite relieving. And after you have your drink, I will leave you alone. No, that would be too... I guess that would be too much. Then just wait here for a second, Miss Shiraishi. Is her name a pun? Because she means death. But the only Rei I know is not written with A. Or maybe it's supposed to be I, like love? I don't know how it's written in Japanese, that's probably the issue here. But even then, you wouldn't be completely able to tell if there's kanji, which I can't read properly. Oh well. I wouldn't know. Yeah. Might have to do with death, might have to do with love, might have to do with ghosts. There's no way to know, but that's why she's buffering. Brushing teeth, keep them clean. Before I hear her answer, I look for a nearby vending machine and get a hot coffee can. I hope you can at least accept this. Oh, and I take out my business card and give it to her. Why would you give her coffee when you offered hot chocolate, by the way? This is such a downgrade. If somebody offered me hot cocoa and came with coffee, I would be like, thanks, and hand it to somebody else. Not in front of them, but I would probably just be like, I don't want this. But it's true, isn't it? I wouldn't want coffee. If I want something sweet, I don't want to have bitter coffee in my mouth. Even if you add all the sugar in the world in your Starbucks coffee. No, thank you. I want my hot cocoa. Could they have gotten some cocoa from a vending machine as well? Because usually they have them as well. Even if you just call it chocolatey milk and it's cold, that exists. You know, the state we found you in was quite something. I'm a little worried if everything is alright between you and your partner. If you ever need more information for a difficult domestic situation like yours,
call me, beep me, and if you want to reach me, I can find you the right specialists to help you. Was it that obvious? You had a knife wound on your neck. I don't think it can get any more obvious without you actually dying. Or at the very least landing in a coma. I think I've pushed the right buttons. I just see a lot on the job, Miss Shiraishi. It's all up to you if you want to accept. Alright, I guess going to a cafe is fine. Wait, now she gets to have both? Well, at least it's an upgrade. There we go. I bring her to the cafe, where we order and sit down without piping hot drinks. The steam rises as Miss Shirashi warms her hands on the mug. I wait for her to talk. Today, I just couldn't stay home. Too many memories with him there. But when I was outside and took in the fresh air, I just broke down. And then you found me. She takes a sip, quivering slightly as she frowns with closed eyes. The day you met us, I'd had enough. It was a late wake-up call, but at least I realized it, I guess. He can be sweet and caring, but he's also a very, very jealous man, to the point it becomes hard to keep friends. And when you rely too much on one person, they can do a lot to you. Like a lot. I take in small pieces of her fear to snack on while I listen to her. The fear isn't as intense as on the day of the emergency call, but still delicious. I try to think of how I can lead the conversation towards Kosuke's triggers while still appearing caring. When do you think he started to change? Was there an event that set him off? She scratches her mug as she sorts through her memories. I think it started with small things. One time, he was angry that I asked someone else for advice instead of him. But he was sick at the time. I just wanted him to rest. Even when I told him that he continued to be angry and less responsive for 3 days. Maybe he felt threatened when he realized she didn't need him as much as he thought. What happens to fear? Does it turn into nothing? I think it's mostly just nibbling on it and not really taking it away. Like, there's those myths about vampires that feed on energy. Okay, the protagonist isn't a vampire as far as I'm aware, but those vampires are never said to take it away, just to take it in a way. Like, kind of like when you lie in the sun, you don't take the sunlight away, you just take in the heat. If that makes sense. Kind of like that. At least I think, because there's no indication that, you know, he actually steals anything. And then it felt like I had to ask for permission for everything. Even when I wanted to go on a day trip with friends. A day trip with female friends, of all things. I just felt stupid that I had to walk on eggshells all the time. At first, I just wanted it to be peaceful between us. Only when my friends asked me how I'd been the last 2 months did I realize there was something wrong. In the past, I met them regularly for a coffee or called them if I didn't have time, and I hadn't done that for a while, and then it just escalated. I lowered my voice to the point of hurting yourself. She bites her lip and nods. I try to maintain a worried expression, but it's a little difficult when I feel so elated from eating her fear. How is it now between you two? I actually broke up with him. I only had the courage when I was in the hospital. I always had my finger on the call button for the nurse, just in case. That's amazing, Miss Shiraishi. How did he take it? I was surprised. He didn't message me as much. He just sent me a few messages to say that I should send someone over to get my things. It feels like he's busy with something else. Or his pride is hurt. I don't know. I fully expected he would give me hell. Maybe I'm distracting him from thinking about her. Good sign for me. Have you told your friends about this? It's hard. While I was going out with him, some of them said that he felt off. Others said he was very nice. I just can't bring myself to tell them the full extent of how he hurt me. I think we had a short training course on a job about domestic violence. What did they say we should do? Don't beat yourself up. This isn't your fault. Her face crumples into tears. She silently cries as she takes the tissue I offer, her body shaking from her sobs. I think with that I've earned her trust. I wonder how he fell for her. But it doesn't look like I can ask her about that. For now, at least I understand that he's jealous, possessive, and dislikes anything that could imply that he is replaceable. I can work with that info. I wait for her to calm down, entertain her with a little small talk as we finish our drinks and say goodbye. Domestic violence, don't beat yourself up. Well, well, you got me already damn there, I guess. Back at home, I mull over the things Miss Shiraishi said. While it's useful info, with Kursk ignoring my flirtation attempts, this could take a while. This is so annoying. I miss you. When will you finally be mine? Stop giving me the cold shoulder. I groan and almost throw my phone at the wall. I need to go outside and freshen up. Hey, just a little hint. Maybe, just maybe, you should change your phone if somebody can't call you on this one. Change your number, change your phone, maybe even move. That might help with your problem. I know it's not easy, but you have a band and you work as a paramedic? Something like that. I feel like you should have money. At least enough to change your phone and maybe, just maybe, look for a different place to live. I also feel like, considering that you are a demon, you might have the option to live longer than humans. Now, I'm not sure about this one. Try something. I stare at the people walking by, sporting neutral, tired, or happy faces as they walk with friends or family. I grind my teeth at them all until I spot a little boy staring at a big dog waiting patiently before him. The boy's parents try to encourage their son to pet it, but I can see his fear, teeth and vicious eyes surrounding him. I'll probably never see this kid again, so I decide to tease him by using one of my abilities, making someone do the one thing they fear or approach the thing that they are afraid of. I point my hand at him, and my vision briefly shifts as a faint ring of gold encircles my pupils. The boy panics as his body moves on its own, approaching the dog. He screams while he pets it, and the parents and the dog owner hurriedly separate them. I laugh as I see the boy cry and the dog bark. Oh, that was a wonderful stress reliever. I walk slowly by them to eat some of his fear. I can use this ability only once per person, so I usually avoid resorting to it. But today I needed that. During the last few weeks, I was able to change Kurska's mind about me, making making myself seem dedicated and accepting of his flaws. He's now open to my flirting, and we've even gone on a few dates. I wonder when I can finally reap my harvest. Today at work, we were called to a house outside the city center. An elderly woman fell and couldn't stand up on her own. Her neighbor was visiting her and called us. And now we're transporting her to a hospital, suspecting that she might have slipped a disc. As I fill out the form, I notice her last name is the same as Kurska's, Arima. I take a closer look at her facial features. Her eyes do seem to be similar to his, just maybe. I should distract her from the pain with some questions anyway. How are you feeling, Miss Arima?
Oh, it doesn't. It does hurt. But I can manage until we arrive, young man.
We will do our best.
You have a nice voice. Could you keep talking? It's quite calming.
I can, if that will help. Hmm. When I heard your last name, I was actually reminded of someone I know.
Is that so? I have met many others who carry the name Arima, apart from relatives, that is.
Maybe you are actually related. His name is Koska. Her eyes widen, and then she chuckles, which makes her wince in pain.
Oh, I guess laughing is good right now. Maybe you met my grandson then. What a small world indeed.
I was right. I can't believe it. I might actually be able to get better info on him.
He's a little taller than me.
Oh, he's a little taller than me. Works as a psychologist and has a dog named Daisy. She smiles. She smiles warmly at me.
Could you tell me how he is lately? That boy hasn't called or visited much.
He's doing well, Miss Arima. He cooks for me sometimes, and it's wonderful to spend time with him.
Sounds like you are good friends. Actually, could you do me a favor?
I can try, madam.
You see, when I talk to my son, ah, I mean Koska's father, he doesn't mention him much. I'm worried that they might be drifting apart.
Her gaze softens.
I love having Koska and his siblings over. They are my cute grandchildren after all. But I always felt like Koska was the clumsiest among them in communicating his needs. I can't always be there to be the bridge between them, so I would feel much better if you could help him reach out to his parents. Every child needs their parents' support after all, even as an adult.
I fake an understanding smile, but I have a hard time following her reasoning. I was born in the middle of a battlefield hundreds of years ago, only guided by instincts and an agonizing hunger for fear. My birth was probably closer to being manifested into existence. So I've never fully understood the bond between human parents and their children. I do logically understand that they care for their offspring to ensure their lineage survives, but all the emotional bonding is hard to follow. She's still looking at me. I guess she wants me to reassure her. I will see what I can do.
Thank you, young one.
After a while, we arrive at the hospital and safely transfer her to the hospital. Let's see how Kursk responds to this news after I'm done with work for today.
Is everyone creepy there? Hopefully. It is called Fearbonding for a reason, I would assume.
It's late when I get back home. Kursk is probably asleep, but I message him anyway. Hey, I just got home and thought of you. Also, I met someone you know. I put the phone on the table and get myself an after work beer while I wait. The refreshing sound of the can opening and the foam rising as I pour it into a glass relaxes me. After a few sips, I get a message back. Hey, handsome. Someone I know. It was an elderly lady living outside the center of the city with the same last name as you. She's probably your grandma. Her full name is Honoka Arima. Oh wow, that's her. How did you meet? Her neighbor called my work. Your grandma fell and couldn't move well, so she got a checkup in the hospital. She was in a little pain, but could speak well, so I don't think it's too serious. Wait, are you sure? This is a lot. She'll probably contact you or your parents soon. I told her I know someone with the same last name and we started talking. She's actually a little worried about you. That's just how she usually is. I want to ask him about his relationship with his parents. How should I do it? Will he just change the subject? It's a bit of a risk, but since he likes dedicated people, your grandma is worried about you, and your parents aren't keeping in touch. Is everything alright? He doesn't reply as fast as before. I bite my nail as I hope that I haven't made a mistake in my approach. My parents are very matter of fact. Casual conversations aren't easy with them. That sounds complicated, I think. Act like a compassionate human, Hinata. Your grandma really wanted you guys to meet up again. If that's difficult for you, I don't mind accompanying you to meet your parents. And that's how they get you. This is how you meet their parents. And then 1 week later, bam, engagement rings. I don't know. I'm always there for you, Koska. And I am pretty serious about us. So if you need support, you can count on me. There, this should sound like a dedicated and loyal person Koska wants. You really are a blessing, Hinata. I need to think about this. But please note that this means a lot. I'm really happy we met. I make a little fist pump into the air. A perfect outcome. Satisfied, I soon fall asleep. Kosuke calls me to his apartment on my next day off to talk to me in person about his parents. I think of a few encouraging and comforting words and even have a small tissue pack ready. I think that's all I need for this. That is just how autistic people have to act sometimes. Like, sometimes you just have to plan ahead how a conversation will go to actually have this conversation. Oh, hello! I can't help but let my eyes wander to where Miss Shiraishi sat when we first met, with a bloody towel pressed to her neck, as I tasted the most delicious beer I've ever eaten in my life. Kosuke guides me to the couch, and when we sit down, I lean onto him, pushing a strand of hair behind his ear as I hum, elated from the memory. One moment. I think that looked a little bit weird, but I had to sneeze. Kurska doesn't mind me touching him anymore. So, I'm here and all ears. Kurska sighs and leans his forehead against mine. I think it's the first time I'm opening up about this, but you've always shown me that you care about me, so think it's fine if it's with you. He then takes my hand and nuzzles his cheek into it. I'm the middle child of three. My older brother graduated from the highly regarded University of Tokyo, while I graduated from Kyoto University. He was always a step ahead. But I don't think I'm doing bad as a psychologist. It always felt lacking to my parents. Even if they don't fully say it, I can feel it. My younger sister may not have graduated from University of Tokyo, but she has her charm, and she's ensnared our parents' hearts as a social butterfly. All in all, I guess I felt like I didn't have a guaranteed place there compared to them. I think they also just might be a little afraid of me. Tell me, Hinata, do I seem intimidating? He slowly pushes me down, looking at me with cold eyes that feel like an entrance to an endless abyss. His fear morphs into spiky arms and hands, complete with growing claws. Even though they can't physically touch me, they still try to dig into my arms. Kurska, don't I always say that I'm there for you? What does that tell you? I smile at him, ecstatic from slowly eating his fear. I guess I'm not. At least, towards you. He caresses my cheek as he smiles coldly. Could it be that you're turned on? Do you like it when I push you down? As if. I usually like being in control, but his fear, it's too much. I grab his face and pull him down to kiss him, even biting his lip. He chuckles, letting go and sitting up. Let's stop this for now. I wanted to tell you about my parents after all. I sit up as well and rest my chin on my hand. I do think that I react a little differently to some things compared to others. Maybe my parents have a hard time understanding why I do certain things. People usually tell me a version of their story while leaving out details that seem too intimate to them or wouldn't be favorable to them. In Miss Shiraishi's case, it felt more like she was trying to avoid remembering the scariest moments. In Kurska's case, either he truly doesn't understand what's too much for other people, or he doesn't want to scare me. But he did ask me if I find him intimidating. Isn't that a bit of a paradox? This is the first time I've tried so hard to understand a human. This is more difficult than I thought. Anyway, loyalty. That's what he. Oh, it's a test. I rest my head on his lap and smile. I am me, Kurska. I'm not your parents. I like being with you. His face crumples and he looks away. Embarrassed and sad, his fear shrinks. I gently hold his hand. So, you ready to face them with me? He nods, pulls me up, and hugs me tightly. I feel something wet on my shoulder. Is he crying? I pat his back and smile. I will gladly take over your heart, my little hunting dog. On our next day off, we visit his parents. They live in a house built in a Japanese style, complete with its own little garden. Outside, they have a car and some bicycles, probably from when Koska and his siblings were younger and still lived at home. You have your parents' eyes. Welcome. I've brought some sweets as a polite gesture to his parents. I notice they exchange nervous looks when Koska approaches them, but they soon act like they're happy to see him. They continue to act polite and welcoming, but the tension doesn't quite leave. Just when I thought we would sit together to eat the sweets with tea, Koska turns to me. Forgot to brush my kitty. I just imagine you brushing your teeth with your kitty cat. Actually, to be honest, I first misread that as you forgetting to brush your teeth, which really confused me because I was like, didn't you say you're doing that right now? But welcome back. I'm going to have a longer talk with my parents and catch up with them. You can wait in my old room. I lower my voice. I came all the way to your parents' home. There's no meaning if I leave you now. He gives me a genuine smile. It's alright, we just need to discuss some things. Left with no other choice, I follow him to his old room on the second floor. His room has wooden support beams on the walls and tatami mats on the floor. On them stands a single bed with a wooden frame on the left and a polished wooden study desk with high school math books in the right corner. Oh god, that's the most terrifying part about this game. Why would you not give me content warning for math books? Sorry. Oh, yeah, they can give me that one as well, please. Can you even see my mouse? I was trying to point out the Game Boy. Some open shelves stand near the door with little gadgets like an older handheld game console resting on them. We all know what it is. Next to them are old game cartridges and manga volumes neatly organized. Two sliding doors on one wall indicate a built-in closet. Maybe it's an old one in which you store a futon, or maybe a newer one to hang clothes in. Sit wherever you like. You can even read some manga if you want. I have the old classic Dash Dunk. I'll be right back. I feel like I should get this one, but I don't. Now, what should I look at? There's his high school uniform and some neat, preppy looking clothes. He must have liked looking clean cut and neat even back then. Okay. What's this, Uvu? I'm your Tamagotchi, so happy if you love me. When I look inside, it turns up there's a small animal skull, slightly covered by a small piece of fabric, like it was put to bed. And next to it are colorful pens, an old Tamagotchi, and other small things a child or teenager would treasure. But they seem all over the place, as if they were from multiple children with various preferences. Wait, is that a cleanly ripped out fingernail? Ew! Ew! What are you doing there? Before I can turn around, I feel Kurska's hand digging into my shoulder. It's rude to dig into something hidden inside someone's home, don't you think? Kurska, why did you have to look at my old treasure? I thought you were the one. He's ready to tear me into pieces. If I don't say something convincing soon, I don't know what he'll do to me. But his hands are already on my neck. I desperately try to scream, but only a few words come out. They are and me. Oh, don't worry. If I tell my parents you collapsed, they'll just let me leave with you. They're too scared to really ask. As more choking sounds escape me, I can barely register his sniffles and mumbles. Why did you have to look, Hinata? My vision turns dark. In the end, I was the one who got devoured. Uncovered treasure. To be honest, I already assumed this would end in a bad ending. What if I don't? How about this? Isn't this a cage for insect hunting? It's kinda hard to imagine Kurska as an elementary school kid running around collecting beetles and such. I wonder what he liked about it. He wanted to make a multimedia franchise about catching animals in little capsules that you battle with, and then he wanted to sue everyone that wanted to have a similar mechanic, keeping it real. I would have looked anyway as well. Yeah, I usually want to know everything. It's a manga dash that Kurska mentioned. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I should know. I feel like I really should know. The high school basketball matches are masterfully drawn. I never went to high school, as I've looked like an adult since I was born, and never saw the need for it. I gained my knowledge over the centuries by reading books, learning on the job, and watching humanity progress. Thinking back, it's perplexing to see how they've come so far. That is true. I refocused on a manga volume. I guess Kurska did a lot of stuff typical high school boys do as well. This manga was and still is popular. Kurska comes back to the room, looking defeated. He tries to smile at me. Let's go. My mom cooked dinner. Oh, I thought we would just be here for a quick snack and tea. They insisted I stay here longer, so she just started cooking without listening. Sorry about that. No, that's fine. Don't worry. That's some fast cooking though. She probably didn't want to run off, or even want me to run off. So she cooked some simple pasta. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because I was about to say that doesn't sound very Japanese, but actually, yeah, you can have pasta as well. uh, that's not something you can gatekeep, really. Oh, hello. I follow him silently to the dining table, thank his mother for the dinner, and start to eat. Even now, they all seem tense. Kosuke's father clears his throat. So, are you colleagues from work? I pause, and before I can even answer, Kosuke jumps in. He's a medical professional. I got to know. You met at a work conference then? Something like that. Wow. Kosuke lies without blinking an eye. Well, in all fairness, it isn't a complete lie. But this behavior makes his relationship with his parents even stranger. Speaking of the medical field, are you still working as a psychologist? Yes. And you make money by listening to people? These are evidence based treatments, father. Yes, right. What do you do exactly, Mr. Kusumoto? They did a really good job with the music. Really unsettling when it needs to be. Yes, sometimes I wish it wouldn't stop as quickly. But that's not really something they can adjust for as well, I guess. Because you never know when somebody needs to, you know, click and read on. I'm a paramedic. Oh, always right at the scene. Our oldest son is a doctor in a hospital, so we get to hear how particularly stressful emergency cases can be. Kurska, on the other hand, doesn't tell us much. It's confidential, you know that. You can be vague about your work, no? Kurska is looking down at the table, clenching his fists in jaw. His mother speaks up. How about we talk about something other than work? How is Daisy, Kurska? He immediately brightens up. She's great, lively and loyal like the golden retriever she is. I'm surprised you're able to take care of an animal now. We aren't there to clean up your messes anymore, you know? Kurska's fear of abandonment appears. The arms are not only spiky, but also visibly glitching. Today, they seem almost afraid to reach outward. While it makes for a fine snack, I need to concentrate and play my cards carefully to fully gain Kurska's trust. Otherwise, I might grin like a maniac in front of his parents, and that might not go over well. Who knows what would happen? I suspect Kurska's relationship with his parents was bad, and I did come here to stand by Kurska and earn his trust, but this is This is a lot to navigate. I can't stand my dog being intimidated by this weird old guy. But I don't know what I'm supposed to say in such an argument between humans. Oh. Well, Grandma did worry. Excuse me, Mr. Rima. What is it? I met Koska's grandmother on one of my shifts. My team brought her safely to a hospital. Have to sleep in a few moments, minutes even. It is quite late. You should probably get that shut eye. And I do hope you sleep well when you do and don't dream weird stuff after fearbonding. I swear you make me feel so safe. I'm not sure how how well that works with this game. But if it works, I'm glad it does. baby, baby, just get your kitty cat to sleep with you. Is she allowed in your bed? I thought she is, but I might be wrong. I don't mind the game at all. Well, that's great. I think that's the only outright creepy game I have. Let me just check. Not in general, just for this love festival. Yeah, the other ones aren't quite as creepy. There's one game that might be a little bit creepy, but this one is, well, it's called Fearbonding for a reason, I guess. She is allowed, of course. Of freaking course. As she should be. That little princess. But I do hope you sleep well in a moment. "23 German time." The Germans get to have their own time now. What else do they got? You know, I actually might move to Germany at some point. But that is information for another day. Out of work. Yeah, did I read that out? I'm not sure. If not, I read it out now. If I did, I read it out again. But I figured. I hope you will sleep well. I hope you will not overwork yourself tomorrow. I hope you will have a nice day. And get husband and kitty and all the cuddles you want. I wish we could hang out because I really miss you and Moody. I will tell Moody that you miss him because I'm pretty sure he fell asleep earlier. I'm pretty sure I was way too late for little old Moody. But I never want to pressure you. I will probably have a new stream schedule at some point in which I will probably have to stream weekends because of some schedule changes I've had. But I do hope to have some more consistent streams again. But yeah, I work weekends. I'm sorry. I mean, for now, I try to get some more during the week, but later on it will probably have to be weekends because otherwise I might not be able to do it at all. Which, yeah. It depends, really. Tell somebody else to take the weekend shift. I was about to say some weird stuff. Which is probably because of this game. I will miss you again then. Maybe it'll align. Maybe it will work out. We will have to see, unfortunately. Because I can't really change my other schedule stuff. At least not much. By which I mean, it's pretty out of my hands. But I will still have to wait and see. Also wanted to ask if you guys would like to meet me. If we are all at Gamescom, but I do understand if not, don't worry. I'm not even sure if I'm still going to Gamescom. I didn't go this year. Because last year was pretty disappointing. And you know, what really sucked was learning that there would have been quite a few things that I would have liked to see this year. But a lot of people were like, it sucked. And I did get to hear some really weird stories about it that I will not mention on the stream. Just in case the dev that made this game ends up watching this afterwards, because I don't want to say what I heard. Oh, I yeah, weird stuff. just weird stuff. Anyways, you need to sleep, you silly. You're imagining. Imagine on. You need to sleep. Maybe you can dream something. Whatever you dream, it might be more interesting than what I actually had to say, even though it's weird either way. I guess you could say it's a shitty situation. That is as far as I will go with any kind of information I give you. Anyways, I hope for wild dreams. May you have your wild dreams. May you cuddle with your husband, your cat, your plushies, but maybe not shitty ones. Maybe not. Maybe not. May you feel rested and get all the tea you want and need. May you not be stressed. Did I forget something? May you stay hydrated. I can't forget about that. And that's probably all I can wish for you. In regards to sleep and waking up, I suppose. You play, I drift off. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bad bugs bite. And if they do, well, that's just being immersive in the game.
I forgot Father's voice. It was pretty similar to Hinata's voice, which is pretty similar to not drunk Kosuke's voice. I need to get more male voices. Being immersive. Well, no bees. Save the bees. Oh god, bees! Wait, where's the bees? Hello? I'm scared now. Will they just randomly appear when I least expect them? Well, that one works. I guess I have killed them. No more saving the bees. Why isn't it working though? Yeah, no love, no bees. Let me see. Well, I apologize for future jump scares. It should be working, so I might get jump scared. It might happen. Because all the settings are where they should be. Maybe it's just, you know, delaying the inevitable. Bees are terrifying. They are the bee's knees. So, you were with her then? She only recently informed us of her fall. Is she really alright? Yes, well, while it wasn't a bad case, she was still in pain. Even then, she was still worried about her grandson, Kosuke. Why is it that a more distant relative is more caring towards Kosuke than his own father? You've done nothing but criticize him so far. Kosuke looks at me with widened eyes, at first in surprise, but then in thanks. Excuse me, but you don't know what we had to deal with raising him. We are his parents, so we have to guide him. I don't think I was out of line to do so. I guess Kosuke showed irregular behaviors even when he was younger. But that's exactly what I want, so screw this guy. He is an adult, sir, taking care of himself with a respectable job as well. I don't know what else you can expect from him. Ha! Do what you want. You will come to regret it. Let's go, Kosuke. Kosuke presses his lips together as he looks at me with admiration and gratitude. Once we're outside, in an empty alleyway, he hugs me. Thank you. Really? I sigh and hug him back, even patting him in reassurance. The only one who gets to talk shit about you, Kosuke, is me. Ever since meeting Kosuke's parents, we've been closer than ever. Kosuke fully trusts me now and showers me with affection. I need to manage my mood much more because of it. It's become a norm for my current life to receive multiple calls
and messages per day from him, and he regularly brings a flower bouquet and offers gifts to me on our dates. I have no choice but to let his gifts and personal items accumulate in my apartment. It's already small, but he's taking up more and more space in it. Is this normal for human lovers? Or is this already going too far, even for them? He's invading. Whenever that thought crosses my mind, I get in a foul mood. I then look for an opportunity to make him jealous. I talk about imaginary people I spend time with, just so I can see and taste his fear of abandonment. In return, I get scratches and bite marks from him, born from his intense jealousy. It's such an annoying balance we have between us. When can I finally let him loose? Just how do I do this without losing his trust in me? I sigh and prepare to go out. Today we have another date. I tiredly walk with Kosuke around the shopping mall. He's as he's as excited and happy as ever. On the first few dates, he had a cute expression, but nowadays it looks unstable and overly euphoric. Look, Hinata, isn't that cat plushy like you? He points at a round plushie inside a claw machine. Does he want to go into an arcade? Huh, I guess. Now he's sulking. What does he want from me? I'm getting bored of this. Just then, an intense wave of fear envelops me. My heart pounds as my whole body is electrified with need. I eagerly search for the source. Among the crowd, a man and a woman grab my attention. The man is terrified, his fear shaping into legs and arms, trying desperately to run away. Next to them is a middle aged woman. The fear sent shivers down my spine as I taste it. But I shouldn't let her notice me. I found her once before when she was about to murder someone, and I sensed the fear of the victim. I barely escaped her notice back then, too. What are you looking at? Kurska's jealousy and fear make me take a step back. You're not even concentrating on our date. Lately, you seem more checked out, too. What am I to you? And now, on top of that, you dare to look at someone else? He grabs my arm tightly and whispers into my ear. You can't do this to me, Hinata. I need to hurry and calm him down. This is the angriest I've ever seen him. I was too late. Kosuke tightens his grip and pulls me into his car nearby. Soon we're back at my place. I hope this just ends with more bite marks. He pushes me down onto our sofa, kisses and bites my neck like an enraged beast. Then he looks more tenderly at me as he gently caresses my cheek. But just when I think he's calmed down, he pulls me into a room I've never been in before. I see a huge dark cage. A shiver runs down my spine as I try to flee, but he's already shoved me in, chaining one of my wrists to the cage. Please, Kosuke, calm down. Isn't this chain overkill? He gives me a terrifying smile, gentle but cold. I dreamed of this moment, Hinata. Thought to myself so many times, I shouldn't do this. But there you go, being distracted and looking at other people. And your hand, you'll soon know why I did this. He leaves the room for a moment and then comes back with a sewing kit. What is that? He continues to smile and binds a towel around my head, basically gagging me with it. Then he takes a sharp knife and starts to cut into the ring finger on my left hand. I scream from the searing pain as blood soaks our hands. After a while, Kosuke is finished with my torture. He's cut out a long strip of skin around my finger, as if to leave a trace of a ring on it. He carefully stops the bleeding, stitches up what he can, wipes away the blood, and disinfects it. I'll make a lettering out of it so I can always carry you with me, even if I have to leave this apartment. You're forever mine, Hinata. A ring for me. And now to our final ending. After this, I will end my stream for today. Kosuke, look at me. I ignore who might stare at us and put my hands on his cheeks. I'm sorry that I made you insecure. I'm just not feeling well. But I still wanted to spend time with you. Maybe it would have been better if I had rested at home. He pouts and shakes his head slowly. So, you forced yourself despite not feeling good? Yeah, I did. I know how you feel when we can't see each other. But I didn't know it would affect you like this. Can you forgive me? I'm surprised at how convincing and empathetic I sound right now. Spending so much time with Kosuke must have forced me to learn one or two things about this relationship thing. I'm sorry too. I was just unsure if you still felt the same about me. This goddamn idiot. I'm letting you take up space in my apartment and spend so much time with you. You're one insatiable dog. Well, according to the other ending. Anyways, let's go and get things. And get something sweet, alright? He nods and follows. My struggles had better be worth it one day, Kosuke. The long-awaited jazz festival is tomorrow. These past few days, my band and I have practiced intensely to nail the performance. And today, we woke up early to do a sound check, get our program pamphlet, and get our last questions answered by the staff. I take a sip of water after we finish our sound check. My phone vibrates. It's Kosuke. Did everything go well? Do you still have some things to do? Soundcheck went well. We still have to do some things. We'll perform at 4 p.m. tomorrow, right next to this Route 237 cafe. I sent him a photo and the address. I know where that is. Makes it easier for me. Should I come a little earlier? Sure, we can hang out near the bandmate's car there. We'll be parking right behind the venue. Alright, rest well and don't worry, I know you'll blow their minds tomorrow. I grin with pride. It's actually great to have someone support me like this. Would I be able to do this for him though? Why does stuff like this come easy to him? Is it because he's human? I try to push this confusion out of my mind and focus back to the preparation. Today's the day. After getting everything ready, we still have time before our performance. My band and I decide to go around drinking beer and watching other bands play. A lot of older people are performing. They're not bad, but it's clearly just a hobby to them. They likely only found the time for it near or during their retirement. There was also a high school band and a band of university students. I have to give props to the university students. They were really good and full of energy. This might be their final performance before they all go looking for jobs. My eyes wander to my bandmates. When will we be able to play? I scratch my head, chuckle my empty paper cup. Chuck my empty paper cup. and walk back to our car. There I find Kurska. Hinata! He smiles at me before he can hug me. I stop him. No. Easy there. Later in private, alright? I know he would hug me too tightly like usual if I let him. Not something I want to show the world here. I know. Are you ready? I nod and put my arm around him, like you would with a friend. Ready as ever. What are your fans like? Will they come today as well? We announced it on our Instagram, so yeah. Are they more into your music or your looks? Maybe a mix. I grin as I see a tiny blob of fear of abandonment surrounding him, directing its arms at me. Jealous? He sighs. I know you like performing, but yeah. I lower my voice and whisper into his ear. And do it well, and I'll reward you later, alright? He looks at me with widened eyes, but he can't help but smile. This has gotten much easier after all of our dates, and during his showers of affection, calls and texts was worth it. Now he listens to me well. And he doesn't really doubt me, but everyone else around me. As long as he shows me what he's doing to them, I gladly let him loose. Suddenly, I hear my bandmates calling. When I go to check my phone for them, and the time, I notice it's not in my pocket. I groan and tap Kurska's shoulder. Could you do me a favor? I left my phone in my car. It's parked a little further away by the sober place we went to before. Could you go get it after our first two songs? I need to take and post pics with it right after our performance. We played the two first songs the best anyway. He looks at me like a sad dog, but I don't want to miss the rest. Please? He sighs and agrees. I hand him my car keys and step in front of the mic. I tune my e-guitar one last time, then I greet the audience and they clap and shout back. As our singer takes over, we get into the flow, lose ourselves in the music, and enjoy the attention. The sun shines and warms my body, beer flows, and the smell of grilled meat fills the air. I hear our fans squeal and take photos and videos. Kosuke just smiles at me. He must be filled with a complicated mix of emotions. He likes when I smile, but he doesn't like seeing me smile at other people. But I need you to look at the crowd paying attention to me, Kosuke. Doesn't it rile you up? Don't you want to get rid of all these people? Then I notice a weird smile in the crowd. I force my eyes away from it. And now is not the time for a disguised expression. Smile, Hinata. Disgusted expression even. After the first two songs, Kosuke moves away. We play the rest of our songs and soon our time is over. We call our fans to a place beside the stage so the next band can prepare. Kosuke is still not back, so we use the phone of another bandmate. Even after we're done with our small fan meeting, I still don't see him around. That's odd. I let my bandmates know that I'm going to my car and head over. The huge crowd that gathered today for the festival slows my pace. Is this why Kosuke still isn't back? The closer I get to my car, the fewer people are around. I'm glad I chose to park here. Suddenly, a waft of delicious fear overtakes my senses. My heart races as I cover the deranged smile I can't stop making. Just where's it coming from? My car? I then reach my car. Whose feet am I looking at? Confused, I draw closer. I see Kosuke sitting on the back seats and a man lying in front of him on the back, struggling against Kosuke's iron grip. Hinata. He's looking straight into my eyes. The intense fear was just the other man's at first, but now Kosuke's fears of abandonment grows in size, enveloping us all. I need to hurry and reassure him. I've never seen his fear get this big before. What should I do? I was too slow. Kosuke has already pushed the face of the stranger into the back seats, putting his knee on his head to make him stay there. His free hands now pull me inside as he closes the door. No. You shouldn't have seen this. I should have erased him before you even had to look at this disgusting pig. But now, oh no. Accepting me like this is still impossible for you, isn't it, Hinata? He rams on in fear and shock, all while tying me and the stranger up with cables from our equipment and spare clothes. Kosuke has somehow gained inhuman strength. He's able to handle both me and the stranger. Is it because he's filled with adrenaline right now? Then I look at the stranger. I realize it's the same person who had this weird smile while I performed. What's he doing here in my car? Before I can think about it more, Kosuke blindfolds me with some clothes and puts me next to the driver's seat. I hear the stranger being choked until he finally falls silent. Then Kosuke comes to the driver's seat, turns on the car, and drives out of the lot. Where are you bringing us, Kosuke? Somewhere. Don't worry. Please, just explain. I'll understand. No. Now you're just afraid of me and will tell me anything to escape. You'll never be able to accept me. He starts to sob. I can hardly think straight when I'm so intoxicated with fear. The few seconds I'm sober enough to feel my desire to live, I try to move, but that just makes Koska grip my leg. I guess it's a warning. I slowly give up. With this kind of fear and how intoxicated I am with it, there's no way I'm able to formulate a plan to get out of this. After a while, the car stops. The stranger behind me is still unconscious. Or dead. I haven't heard a sound from him. Koska hauls me out. I hear a river nearby. Koska, please, think this over. No, it's too late for that. But don't worry, I'll follow you soon. After I get rid of that pig who looked at you with those disgusting eyes and tried to break into your car. Maybe that's my stalker. If it really is, get rid of him well. Make him suffer. I will. You still don't believe I can accept you? I'm too afraid, Hinata. I don't know when you'll change and leave me as well. I can't bear it anymore. I can't have you leaving me as well. But when I end you, you can't, right? I feel his hands on my neck as he starts to choke me. I'll follow you soon. In a blissful high of fear, I died today.